but a sea of yellow. St. Lucians, exodus against the oppression of the SLP. Movement of Jah people. Dennery South. My flower family. St. Lucia. Good evening. My faith in God surpasses everything. I am guided by it. I am shaped by the examples of Jesus Christ on earth. Philippians chapter 2 verses 3 and 4 reminds us, do nothing out of self-ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourself. Not looking to your own interest, but each of you in the interest of others. Brothers and sisters, this is how I live. This is how I was taught. You see, my biological father died when I was only 3 months old. And my mother was the main influence in my life. Her philosophy in life and what she taught every single one of her 7 children is to work hard. Value the rewards of your hard work. And importantly, most importantly, in humility you give. Because when you give, you grow. She did not just leave those words. She did not just speak them. She lived them. So on her passing 1 year ago, on informing my son of her passing, we reflected on her life. And she said, and he told me, Daddy, 2 things stuck with me about Grandma. Every time she packed my lunch bag to school, for school, she would say, my boy, I am putting this there for you. But this on the side here, it is for you to share with your friends. He went on to say that when they walked to school, she would ensure that he greeted every single person they met along the way. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how I was taught. This is how I was taught. So I know that my decision to enter elective politics will never diminish those values that I hold so dear. I am here to continue giving my time, like I have done, molding your children for more than 25 years through sports in Dennery South. I am entering elective politics to commit my energy wholeheartedly and to solve the problems that bring discomfort to the people of Dennery South, like I have done throughout my career as a public servant. I am entering elective politics to continue to be an example of humility in service to the people, just like I have lived with you all those years in Dennery South. So those of you who know me, you know that when I picked your children up every morning and gave them a ride to school, it is because I understood that they probably would not have made it to school because you could not afford the bus fare. Or the bus fare that they saved, they could use it to eat whilst in school. This is not about me. This is not about me. It's about us. You know, Recently, I come across a gentleman, and he said, Ben, you know you transported me to school. You know you transported me to school every single day. And what I admire the most is that the police will stop you today and caution you about so many children you have behind the van. And tomorrow you would still pick us up. Ladies and gentlemen, this was not being defiant of the police. It is because I understood the importance of education to those children. It is because of that. And when I picked you up every morning and gave you a ride to work and brought you back in the afternoon, it is because I understood that when you remove the bus fare from your take-home pay, what was left was not enough to feed yourself and your family. I know the minibus drivers were not happy. I know they were upset with me. They thought I was taking up their business. But ladies and gentlemen, I understood that livelihoods were at stake. That is what I understood. I was a career civil servant for 44 years. And so I know what was being rolled out for St. Lucia under the United Workers' Party, led by the visionary Alan Shastney. In sports, we were building quality sports facilities for cricket, football, swimming, and athletics in locations accessible to St. Lucians within 40 minutes of their homes. Ladies and gentlemen, that is good policy. That is not playing politics. We used the funds of the NLA to implement an after-school program which was being expanded to include other sports, and as well as psychosocial support to address the behavioral issues in our children. St. Lucia, we are aware of the state of the NLA funds today, and there is nothing left to continue this vital program. St. Lucia, we must right this wrong. We must return the United Workers' Party to office to do your work. In health and wellness, we were well on our way to establishing a national health insurance system that would ensure that every St. Lucian had access to quality and affordable health care. And I stress, quality and affordable health care. Our goal at the UWP was to prevent people from begging on the roadside with raffle sheets, or to host country and western dance just to afford tertiary health care. Just to afford tertiary health care. And what do we see today? Our health system is in crisis. St. Lucia, we must right this wrong. We must return the United Workers' Party back into office to do your work. And so I stand here. I stand with the same promise that I will give my energy to fight for you. I will give my voice to speak up for the unheard. I will give my all to bring hope and create opportunities for our young people. And to care for the elderly as if they were my own. This is not about me. It is about us. Imagine a Dennery South where no young person feels left behind. Where our sports, our culture, our talents shine bright, not just in Dennery South, but throughout St. Lucia. Where kindness is not an exception, but the way we live every single day. That is the Dennery South I see. That is the St. Lucia I see. That is the Dennery South and St. Lucia we can build together. So tonight, I am asking you, stand with me, work with me, rally with the United Workers' Party, led by the visionary Alan Shastney. Let us give with our hearts until St. Lucia becomes everything we know it can be. God bless you, St. Lucia. Ben for Dennery South. Ben for the Den.
Ben, já sabe.